Okay guys, so welcome back to the second part of the gold recovery from trimmed ram fingers, so stuff like this. Now, to be transparent, this is what we have so far from it, so very little. Again, weight wise, I wouldn't even think it'll register. Oh, excuse me. Let me get my scales to come on. Ready? There we go. I don't even think that's going to register anything because it's so light. So 0 grams there. So look at that. Not even a gram it's in. So and you'd have seen my shorts. You would have seen I was in the UK and I met up with Ian Matthews and he gave me some more ram sticks. So I am going to put these into the acid and I'm going to get more to add to this thing. But you don't have to sit through me doing this. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing so that people will be saying, oh, you put more in, you didn't tell us about it, blah, blah, blah. So just to be transparent, I'm going to tell you how much more grams of, because the last time I think it was just over 100 grams of trim fingers. So I'm going to add whatever we get here. So I'm going to cut them off screen. I'm just going to show you the weight of them, because it's only fair that you know what I've added. And again, we'll get the gold flakes from them and we'll come back. So when you come back in a second, we should see how many grams of ram fingers, trimmed ram fingers, I'm going adding into my solution to get more flakes, because I don't want to waste too much acid on something like this. Even though it's only an experiment to show how it works, I'd still like to maybe be able to drop some gold, because I'd probably get 0.2 of a gram maybe out of it. Of gold, so maybe try and add a bit more and maybe get to 0.3 of a gram or something like that of gold. So I'm going to have to get a smaller scale that'll give me points, so 0.3 of a gram or whatever, instead of just grams weighing from 1 gram upwards. I need something that'll, so something like a jeweler's scales will work. So anyhow, I'm going to trim these fingers and we'll see what we have to add. Okay, so I have cut the ram fingers and we have another 20 grams, well 19 grams of trimmed ram fingers that I'll be putting into copper chloride, and we'll eventually get the flakes and add them to that other thing. So when you come back, we'll have the flakes ready to go, because you don't need to see me putting this in the copper chloride and going through all that again. That's in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Also, while I'm on the issue of ram fingers and stuff, a guy left a comment wondering whatever happened to the ram fingers I did from the eBay buy. Well, I unfortunately had a bit of a mishap with some video footage and it didn't record properly. But this is the gold powder from that. Now it needs to be re-refined. So just to show that what I got from them ram finger, that eBay buy so far, I still have more of the gold to process yet, and I still have all the chips to process. But just to give an idea of how much gold we have at the moment, we have 3 grams, and I'm sure if I put the brush around there, we'll get that up a small bit more. But that's just to give an idea of the dust. The gold powder so far was 3 grams. So as you can see, it's not very clean. That is quite dirty. So that does need another refine or two. So it won't be quite 3 grams. And there's still some gold to be processed from that gold flakes, as you can see in here in this other container. That's still to be processed from that. So again, I haven't finished that video. I understand that. So I'm going to probably process these and add that powder and give you a little update on that at some stage as well. So keep an eye and we'll refine this powder and hopefully get a finer, it should be more a brownier colour I think than that dark colour. But anyway, that's from a different thing. So unfortunately the footage didn't come through where if you remember, if you see that video last, I might put it here somewhere. So you can see when I left off on that video last, I was trying to get stuff to drop and I was having awful issues with it dropping, and I re-refined it and whatever, videoed it, but unfortunately for some reason I've either mislaid the video or I cannot find it on my laptop. My laptop also, I had an issue with it crashing. I had to buy a new one, so I still have the old hard drive, so I may find it at some stage and we might get to see the actual process of how I got that gold powder so far. But anyway, that's from a different video, getting onto this. So when you come back, we'll be ready to put the gold flakes into the assets. And again, as I say, I'm doing this with 2 household items you can readily buy. So again, it's going to be hydrochloric acid, which can be bought in any hardware DIY store, plumbing merchants, swimming pool supplies. They will have muriatic acid or hydrochloric acid or whatever other name it goes by. But if that's brick acid for cleaning bricks, you get that in hardware stores. And I'll also be using just general purpose bleach. So there are 2 items that you can pick up yourself. Don't need nitric acid for this. So just so for people who can't get their hands on nitric acid, there is another way of doing it. So this is the way. So we'll go and get on to that. Right guys, so I have got a better scales, which give me more accurate readout. So let's get that on. And we'll see, hopefully we can get points of grams, because so here we go, that's the gold from it. And what have we got? We've got 1 gram exactly. So let me just make sure. Yeah, 1 gram, it's coming up at exactly 1 gram of gold flakes. So that was from 100 grams of fingers, trimmed fingers. We got 1 gram of gold flakes. So now the next part is we're going to put them back into this beaker, and we're going to add the hydrochloric acid. So again, that's nice and clean, nothing left in there. So yeah, we're going to add the hydrochloric acid to that and just our regular bleach. So again, as I was saying, this is for people who can't get nitric acid and they wanted to know what other way is there to dissolve the gold flakes into a solution and then get gold powder back at the end. Well, this is the way I do it. I use bleach as an alternative to the nitric acid. So it'd just be hydrochloric with bleach, and that's it. There's no need for nitric acid. So again, hydrochloric acid, you can find it in most hardware stores, plumbing stores, garden centres, I think even have them, swimming pool supplies, stuff like that will have hydrochloric acid or muriatic acid, and bleach is just a regular household bleach that you use for cleaning. So that's what I'll be using. So let's go outside, and oh, very important guys, this is very toxic. So that's the only thing, even though they're 2 household items, what we're essentially creating is chlorine gas near it. So like essentially this could kill you. So don't do it. Don't. This is for entertainment only, and showing how I do it. So I'm not telling anyone to do it this way, but this is how I do it. And again, it's outside, and it's very dangerous. So be very, very careful if you are going to attempt it. I don't take any responsibility for anyone that's going to do this and don't take proper care and make sure that their health is the first thing to look after, and never mind the gold flakes. So anyhow, that out of the way, let's go outside and see how I get on with this. Okay guys, so we're outside now, and in here I have my bleach, just my normal household bleach in there, and we have our spirits of salts, which is hydrochloric acid. So again, that could be used for cleaning bricks and stuff like drains and all that sort of stuff. So it's just regular household item. So we're just going to cover the gold flakes. So that should be enough to get it going. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a few mils of the bleach to the solution. I'm not going to saturate it or do too much, because again, it's only 1 gram. So we just have a couple of drops of bleach put in there, and you can see already there's a reaction taking place. So we'll let that go. The thing about bleach and doing this is
you have to add and keep adding, because the bleach does disappear, which essentially gets used up fairly quick, so you will have to add more. So we're going to let that work away. I'll cover the top and we'll let it work away, and again, stay away from it. Don't be putting your head in over the fumes. Do it outside, do it under a fume hood. Wear proper protective gear. So again, I have the gloves on when I'm doing this, and I'll let that work away, and I'll add more bleach, and I'll add more bleach. And again, it's quite hot today, so I will have to be adding, because the heat will make the bleach be used up quicker as well. So it's essentially, don't get a good effect on a hot day. But we'll let it work away, and we'll come back in a while and we'll see how we're getting on. So I'll let it leave for an hour or so, and we'll see what it's like in an hour's time. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour, and we still have gold flakes, so it means I'm going to have to add more bleach to the solution. So we'll put another few drops of bleach, and I'll keep doing this every hour until everything is dissolved. So we have more bleach here in this little container. So again, I'll just add some more bleach, and I'll let you see what I'm seeing. So when I add the bleach, you can see we get a reaction. So I'm going to keep doing that until we start to get it down less gold. You can see there's a colour in the solution. I hope you can see that, but there is colour going into solution. So we'll leave that, and I'll keep doing that every hour, and keep adding a bit more until I see there's no more gold flakes left, and then we'll come back once we get to that stage. Okay guys, so here we have our solution after I think everything has dissolved in it. So I've left it, I don't know, must be a week in there altogether. I said I was going to come back every couple of days and check it, but I just left it because the weather was bad, so I let it dissolve away. So everything seems to have dissolved in it. It seems to be gone, but it's very cloudy, so we're going to filter it and see what it looks like. So there's a lot of little bits in there floating around. And you can see what's left in here, little bits of gunk and stuff like that. So using our distilled water from, you would have seen in a video where I got that device for making distilled water, so this is what it's perfect for. Just clean out the container. So we'll let that work away, and we'll see what it looks like when it's fully filtered. So come back when it's fully filtered. Okay, so we have filtered it. Still kind of cloudy looking, so I may filter it a second time through some cotton wool as well and stuff like that to try and get it that little bit purer, but you don't need to see me do that again. So when I come back, we'll be ready to drop the gold. So let's go drop the gold. Okay guys, so we're getting ready to start dropping this gold. So the filtering is finished, you'll see that in a second out there, and we're about to drop the gold. So first off, I need to get my measurements out, because again, as I was saying, we're looking at maybe third of a gram is what I'm expecting. Maybe, it might be less. It'd be nice if it was a third of a gram. It'd be nice if it was more, but I'm not expecting more. So we'll be mixing up some of the SMB. So for this SMB, as you see here, we have the sodium metabisulfate. So I'll be mixing that in there, and I'll probably just put in a gram to a gram and a half of that, because there will be a certain amount of acid that will use up. It has to be neutralized as well before the gold drops out. So hopefully a gram and a half will be enough to get the gold dropping out, to get me my 3 grams of gold. So we'll get this measured up.
So let's get that going. So we'll turn on the scales, get that set to 0 grams. We'll open up this container. So this is fresh. Anyone knows I had trouble before dropping gold, and I think it was because it was out of date, the SMB. So hopefully now we'll get it going that it won't be out of date. So we'll just want to get up to 1.5 grams, or maybe just slightly over it. It doesn't matter. Oh, too much. We'll go with 2 grams. We'll stick with 2 grams, and we'll go with that. So again, distilled water in there. I'm not going to, it'll just be distilled water. Again, very important. Don't use anything other than distilled water. So that's dissolved fairly quick. So as you can see, we've dissolve that fairly rapidly into the liquid. So let's go outside and try and drop this gold and see how we get on. No guarantees it's going to work first time, because sometimes it just doesn't. We'll have a look and see what happens. Okay guys, so here we are outside, and as you can see, the solution is, I'll just leave that there for stirring in a second. The solution is fairly clear after filtering. I've put it into a catch jar in case we get a little bit of overspill, which can happen, and we'll just leave that aside for a second, and we're just going to add the SMB to it, and we'll see what sort of reaction we get. Sorry about the noise as well. Neighbours are at the moment, they are power washing, so there's a bit of noise, but anyhow, we'll get on with it and we'll see how we get on with this gold drop. Will it happen instant, or will it be a slow process? Hopefully an instant one. Oh, and just like that, it starts to rain. So we'll try and get this done before we get too much rain. So here we go. No reaction yet, so we mightn't have enough SMB put in. We'll stir it and see if anything happens. We're starting to clear a little bit. I'm going to have to put a little container over the top to stop any rain going in. But as you can see, very slow to do anything, so we might leave that and let it work away, and add some more SMB in a while when the rain stops, and see have we got any good reaction to it. So we'll come back in a while and check and see what happened. Now it's still raining, but I just wanted to show you that it has cleared up a lot, but it's still got that little bit of gold tinge to it. So it's trying to do a drop, but I think we need to add a little bit more SMB. But we let it lay for another while, and if I need to add more SMB, I will. Well, I have left it overnight to settle, and what have we got? Well, as you can see in the center, we have gold. Well, not quite gold, gold powder. So, what are we going to do? Well, that's like, what are we going to do? Well, what are we going to do? We're going to filter it off, of course. So, straightforward, just try not to disturb too much of the gold down at the bottom, or the powder should I say, because it's not quite gold yet. Well, technically it is, but it's a powder instead of an actual gold finish. But so we're going to filter off this liquid. This liquid will be tested to make sure there's still no more precious metals in it, and we will dry the gold. So let me just push this to a side for a second so you can actually see. So down in the bottom, if I zoom in,
there is our gold powder. Now, it's not 100% refined or 100% cleaned yet, but it's very close to it. So we're going to let this filtering carry on and come back when I'm finished filtering, and we'll see what we've got when we dried it out and weighed and see what we have. So let's see how we got on. Okay, so while that was filtering, I decided to rinse this again, and you can see we still got the gold down there. So I've rinsed it out a few times, so I'm going to filter that again, but I just wanted to come back and talk about something else as well before we get to weighing that up. A while back, people know that I bought some RAM off eBay, which is a little bit of a running bit of humour on the lives with E-Waste Mike and a few more of the regular scrappers. So I said I'd eventually come back to it. So earlier you would have seen what I had in the gold powder so far, and I said I still have this to do. So I'm going to chuck this into some bleach and hydrochloric acid, do the exact same again. So in the future, when you see when I weigh up all my gold powder from that original, so we'd say this was what I have so far from that actual RAM. If I can open the jar without, so I have that so far. So again, in the future when I come back and I weigh this and it's more, it's because I've added the rest of it to it. I don't need to show it on video because it's the same process of what I've just done here. But it's just when I go to eventually getting around to doing the chips and stuff from that RAM that I bought, you know where the extra bit of powder came from. It's from the remainder of the gold foils from the RAM that I bought that time on eBay. So just to be transparent, later on when I'm going to be doing that, you know where it came from. So it's not going to be a surprise to you guys. So, but anyhow, that's for, just wanted to be clear on that and let people know about that, which will be coming up in a while. I'll show the actual way of that powder, and it'll be only a 5-minute video or something like that. It's just so people keep updating people on that process, because again, that's still an ongoing process. I still have all the powder and stuff like that from when I was experimenting with the chips as well, on incinerating them and that. I still have to do a video on that and stuff like that. But anyhow, I digress. So again, after washing the powder, it looks a lot less. So maybe some very fine powder has gone into the filter, but hopefully the filter catches it if it has. If not, it's just the way it transpires. It's some of it what probably was not gold powder. But let's try it out. Let's get the weight this time and see what it is. Hopefully 1/3 of a gram, but I don't think so. Looking at that, I don't think that's 1/3 of a gram. But you never know. Might weigh a bit more than we think. Okay guys, so here we are for the weigh-in, because we've dried out the powder. Doesn't look like much, but we'll soon know. So before I weigh it, why not down in the comments now, put in your guess on what that is. How much have we got of this fine gold powder? What do you think it is, weight wise? And do you know what? I'll weigh it up off screen and we'll do a short maybe. Yeah, we'll do a short and we'll show the result. So in the meantime, why don't you guys have a guess on what we have? Leave it in the comments and we'll see what I ended up with. So just to kind of give you an idea there of what it is. And I'll do a short and you'll get it later on in the week. So sorry about that guys, but we'll see who watches my video all the way to the end, and we'll see from the comments, and we'll see how good you are at guessing what gold we got there, how much we got out of that. So that's it really guys. You'll see the short video, which eventually I'll link to here for you. It won't be straight away linked because we'll wait until we see a few guesses before we put the short up, and we'll see how close people get to it. So as always, appreciate you watching my video. That shows you how I get down to the gold powder from them gold trimmed fingers without using anything other than household items that you can buy regularly for your household. So your
Hydrochloric acid, again, you can get that for cleaning drains, you can get it for cleaning concrete, you can get it for cleaning swimming pools. Bleach, again, an everyday household cleaning item. And even for dropping the gold out, this stuff here, the sodium metabisulfite, is an actual, can get this for people who are making their home brews. So your own home brew beer. So hear that, Ian Matthews? You can even get your hands on this for making your own beer. So again, it's an everyday item that you can get yourself. So thanks for watching as always. Please give a like, and don't forget to have your guess on how much gold there is. Is there a gram? Is there less than a gram? Is there a 0.1 of a gram, 0.2 of a gram, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5? You guess it. Put it in the comments and we'll see who gets the closest. See how accurate you are, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and why not give it a thumbs up, and till the next one, keep on looking for that gold.